Thank you all very much for gathering for this part of the morning program, Srimad Bhagavatam class. We offer our most humble obeisances to the Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripasindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. A Vaishnav can deliver the whole world. So please give me your blessings, your mercy, your good wishes, so that I am able to do justice to the service that has been given to me today. We'll start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya
Narayanam Namaskritya
Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jaya Mudiraye Nashta Praeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are reading from Canto 9, chapter 17, and we are on verse number 17. 9, 19, 17. King Yayati achieves liberation. So is the verse on the board? Can everyone see?
Yes.
Okay, if you would like, please repeat. Matra swashra duhitrava naviviktasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati matra swashra duhitrava matra swashra duhitrava naviviktasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati matra swasra duhitrava naviktasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati. Prabhu's
Matra swasra duhitrava naviktasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati.
Matra swasra duhitrava Navi viktasano bhavet Balavan indriya gramo Vidvamsam api karshati.
Matra swasra duhitrava
naviviktasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati. You want to try?
Matra swasra duhitrava
naviviktasano bhavet balavan indriya gramo vidvamsam api karshati. Anyone else? Any brave souls? No? Okay. Word for word translation and purport as well as word for word by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Matra
Matra
with one's mother.
with one's mother.
Swasra
Swasra
with one's sister.
with one's sister.
Duhitra
Duhitra
with one's own daughter.
with one's own daughter.
Va
Va.
either.
Idle.
Na
Na
not.
Not.
Avivikta asanaha
Avivikta asana.
seated closely on one seat.
Seated closely on one seat.
Bhave
Bhave.
one should be.
one should be
Balavan
Balavan.
very strong.
very strong.
Indriya gramaha
Indriya gramaha,
the group of
The
senses.
group of senses.
Vidvamsam
Vidvamsam.
the very learned and advanced person.
the very learned and advanced person.
Api
Api.
even.
Even.
Karshati
Karashati.
agitate.
Agitate.
Translation: one should not allow oneself to sit on the same seat even with one's own mother, sister, or daughter, for the senses are so strong that even though one is very advanced in knowledge, he may be attracted by sex. Please repeat. One should not allow oneself
One should not allow oneself
to sit on the same seat
to sit on the same seat,
even with one's own mother, sister, or daughter.
Even with one's own mother, sister, or daughter.
For the senses are so strong
for the senses are so strong
that even though one is very advanced in knowledge,
that
Even though one is very advanced in knowledge,
he may be attracted by sex.
he may be attracted by sex.
Purport: learning the etiquette of how to deal with women does not free one from sexual attraction. As specifically mentioned herewith, such attraction is possible even with one's mother, sister, or daughter. Generally, of course, one is not sexually attracted to his mother, sister, or daughter. But if one allows himself to sit very close to such a woman, one may be attracted. This is a psychological fact. It may be said that one is liable to be attracted if he is not very advanced in civilized life. However, as specifically mentioned here, vidvamsam api karshati, even if one is highly advanced materially or spiritually, he may be attracted by lusty desires. The object of attraction may even be one's mother, sister, or daughter. Therefore, one should be extremely careful in dealings with women. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was most strict in such dealings, especially after he accepted the sannyas order. Indeed, no woman could come near him to offer him respect. Again, one is warned herewith that one should be extremely careful in dealings with women. A brahmachari is forbidden even to see the wife of his spiritual master if she happens to be young. The wife of the spiritual master may sometimes take some service from the disciple of her husband as she would from a son. But if the wife of the spiritual master is young, a brahmachari is forbidden to render service to her. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupram Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today my little discourse will be on the importance of sense control. What is a learned man? Why is lust to be transformed into love? And finally the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. You've all come from that retreat. So this is the great mercy that has come to help us. These are the four main points under which we will discuss. Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the Western world, he really prayed because he could see that for all the material glitter and opulence and material enjoyment and material facilities which are super excellent as compared to some other areas of the world, the level of degradation was that of animal life. Prabhupada was not impressed. It's cat and dog civilization. And he prayed to the Lord. They are so steeped in the modes of passion and ignorance. How will I deliver them, my Lord? Please make me dance, make me dance, make me dance as you please. Because I have come here on your order. Now if you desire, you can fulfill the purport of Bhakti Vedanta, which is the title that had been given to Srila Prabhupada. So he begged for mercy because he could see how degraded the population was. There it is considered normal. Drinking, drugging, illicit sex, intoxication, all kinds of perversion, all kinds of varieties of sense gratification. It goes on endlessly because that is all that they know. But this is Pashu Jivan, animal life. Eating, sleeping, mating, defense. ये तो animal kingdom में भी होता है. All the birds, bees, animals, insects, reptiles, aquatics, everyone. What is the four things? Eating, sleeping, mating, defense. And always an anxiety about how to fulfill these indriya grama, senses, sense gratification. This is the condition of animal life. Prabhupada said, I have come to give animals a chance of human life. Because human life means rising above these basic needs, which is there for everyone, but coming to real knowledge, which is differentiation between matter and spirit. Real education means understanding this basic difference, which is missing even in MIT and all these Massachusetts Institute of Technology and so on. Srila Prabhupada was given a big tour of all these. He's saying, very nice. But where is a department for the science of the soul? No answer. Because where is this education taught? It is not taught in the schools and colleges of today. We have strayed far, far, far away from the Gurukul system, where the student humbly served the spiritual master and in return was enlightened with real knowledge in order to make a success of life. The human form of life is the only loophole by which we can put a permanent solution to the four problems of life: birth, death, disease, old age. We have been rotating in this cycle of birth and death for millions of lifetimes. But now, having come to human form of life, wake up, sleeping souls.
Jeev Jago!
Jeev Jago! Gaura Chandra bole. Even Shankaracharya, he was walking along the road and he saw an old man bent over, laboriously writing rules of grammar. At that time, he burst out, Bhaja Govindam Mudhamate, you fool! Why are you laboriously wasting your time with rules of grammar? They will not help you at the time of death. Bhaja Govindam, Govindam Mudhamate. Just simply take the name of Govinda. Just worship Govinda. Just remember Govinda. Make your life successful. Ante Narayana Smriti. Go back home, back to Godhead. This is the whole purpose of human life. Full self-realization. What is self? Self is nothing but the spirit soul. And what is self-realization? Nothing but God realization. To the proportion we are God realized, we are self-realized. The proportion we are self-realized, we are God realized. Because we understand we are simply part and parcel of Krishna. You are also eternal. You are also blissful. You are also full of knowledge. But we are covered over by the material energy. And so this process of Krishna consciousness is given to us to come to our real self, which is completely blissful, which is eternal, which is not meant to suffer. We are not meant to suffer like this in this material world. But this suffering is constantly coming at us. Adhyatmika, Adhibhautika, Adhidaivika. How to get out of this entanglement? And this is why Prabhupada came to save us by giving us this process of Krishna consciousness, which consists of 4 don'ts and 1 do. Don't eat meat. Don't indulge in illicit sex. Don't take intoxication. And do not do gambling. And do one thing. What is that? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada said, Enechi Aushadhi Maya, actually Bhakti Vinod Thakur said, Nashi Baro Lagi, Harina Mahamantra Lao Tumi Magi. This is the medicine for this age of Kali to bring the material fever down. How will we understand these spiritual topics if the material fever is high? Spiritual topics, you must understand with a cool brain. How will that cool brain come? Because we are so feverish, so caught up in this sense gratification fever. How will we? So this process of Krishna consciousness has come to cool down the brain so that we can understand the value of human life, understand the value of what Prabhupada has given us, and take up spiritual life wholeheartedly, make our life successful, and then help others make their life successful. Bharat Bhumite Manushya Janma Hoila Jar, Janma Sarthak Kari Karo Parupkar. Those who are born in the holy land of India, they have a very special responsibility. You have taken human life there, and therefore you make your life successful and help others make their life successful. You say, oh, I'm not born in the holy land of India, what should I do? So Loknath Maharaj gives a very interesting definition of Indian. He says, anyone who takes up this Vedic process is Bharatiya, because this is Bharatiya Sanskar. So, anyone who becomes Vaishnava, anyone who joins this movement, anyone who takes up the process of Krishna consciousness is automatically Vedic. So, there is no less responsibility on you all either. It is for everyone. Anyone who takes up this process, Yare Deka Tare Kaha, Krishna Upadesh. Whomever you meet, tell them about Krishna. So why we stress on sense control? Because the senses have dragged us here, there, pulled us by the neck and taken us to so many species of life. My soul has traversed through every possible species of life. And grasshopper, reptile, insect, lizard, leopard, snake, whale, elephant, fish, this, that, pakshi, prani, pashu, every kind of bird, beast, animal, we have gone through all that, and now we have come to human form of life. My dear spirit soul, this is such a rare opportunity. Manushya Janma, very rare opportunity. And then in that, to take part in this Sankirtan movement, because there are so many uncivilized human beings also, aborigines, tribals, cannibals, deep in forests, even now, all this exists. But we have come to Krishna consciousness by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So this is a golden opportunity. We have hit the jackpot. Very easy. Chant, dance, take prasadam, engage in some seva, make your life successful, go back home. All we are asked to do is bring the senses under control of the self. There is no question of spiritual life without sense control. That is why I am emphasizing starting with this point. Until we bring the senses under control, senses will always be pulling this way, that way, this way, that way. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna, ramati balavad dhridam, tasyaham nigraham manye, Payoriva sudushkaram. Mind is very chanchal, very restless. What does Arjuna say? The mind is very restless, obstinate, turbulent, and very strong, O Krishna. And to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. And what does Krishna reply? I agree with you. He doesn't disagree. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. But by suitable practice and detachment, you can overcome the pull of the senses. You can become the master instead of being dragged helplessly through so many species of life. Now you pull back and hold the reins in your hands so that you can guide your chariot back home, back to Krishna. And I will help you. Krishna's promise is there. What does Krishna say? Isham nityabhiyuktanam vajatam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti. Those who are constantly devoted to serving me with exclusive devotion. No, that is the other one. Constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. So Krishna gives the intelligence. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. He will be our guide. He will be there every step of the way as he was for Arjuna. What is the one thing we have to do? Surrender. Surrender! Oh no! Surrender! That's terrible! What happened to my independence? My dear spirit soul, what independence do you have? Do you have control over growing old? Do you have control over getting diseases? I'm a very rich man, 27 floors, I'm so and so, I'm so a big man. The viruses and bacteria don't know that. You also get cold, cough, fever, pneumonia, diarrhea, this, that, everything. And when death comes, he's going to say, come on, sir. No, I don't care. What is your position in this material world? Time up. Pack your bags. Go. Yamaraj is ready to take you. So where is your independence? Where is your independence? We have no control. We are under the stringent laws of material nature. The only freedom we have is to choose. We can either choose again to serve Maya, or we can choose to serve Krishna. That choice we have. That is within our hands. So we take the intelligent choice. We choose to serve Krishna. Why? Because it's very joyful. Susukam kartum abhyayam. Krishna says this process is very joyful. So what is the problem? Sing, dance, feast, engage in seva according to your propensities, which actually makes you joyful, and go back home. Good deal. What's the problem? The problem is our conditioning. So many lifetimes I've been driving my gadi in one direction, now to swerve and come towards Krishna, very difficult, very difficult, very difficult. No, sir, not difficult. If we follow the process nicely, it actually becomes easy and sublime. In the association of devotees, we will get everything we need. All the ingredients are there. Like baking a cake. How will you bake a cake? You need flour, you need sugar, you need ghee or butter or whatever you're going to use. You need some nuts, you need some leavening agents like baking powder, baking soda, and so on. And then when it all comes together, you have a nice, fluffy, soft cake to offer to Krishna, right? Similarly, in the association of devotees, we have everything we need to make our life successful. We get faith, we get determination, we get utsaha, which is enthusiasm, we get knowledge, we get understanding, we get loving exchanges. All this is powerful. This empowers us to do our best, to be our best, to give our best, and to get the best. Haribol! What can be better than this, right? Yes. So this ISKCON society has been made by Srila Prabhupada, setting you up for success, not for failure. Prabhupada is giving guarantee. In chapter 6 of the Bhagavad Gita, verse 24, in that purport, Srila Prabhupada writes emphatically, success is sure for the rigid practitioner. Now, who gives you guarantee of anything in this material world? You got tumor, you go, doctor, cancer ho gaya, please, kuch karo, help me, please. You're the most famous cancer surgeon, do something. Doctor says, okay, I'll do my best, but I cannot guarantee what will happen on the operating table. You sign that disclaimer, informed consent form. Kuch bhi ho sakta hai, absolve the doctor. I'm taking a risk here, right? Your property got stolen, you're the rightful owner, you have all the papers, you go running to the lawyer, fight my case, I have lost all my property, this guy has cheated me, please, plead my case. I will do my best, but what the judge will decide, I cannot guarantee, but I will take my fees. Huh? Hai ki nahi? You buy any little small instrument, appliance, everything, disclaimer, warranty, pay extra for 2 years, guarantee, ye, wo, all this is going on. But in this material world, Prabhupada has come giving you guarantee. Success is sure for the rigid practitioner. There it is. So we can go with full-hearted enthusiasm, with full guarantee, Prabhupada will take us back home, back to Godhead, provided we strictly follow the process. That is the only thing we are asked to do. And it's very simple. Control of the senses becomes easy when we stay in the mainstream of association of devotees. They will pull us along. One person, when I returned to India after 20 years in the West, he told me, this Krishna consciousness is very nice. वो local train जैसा है. You just have to stand in the right place automatically and you will get pushed in and pushed out. So you don't have to worry. I said, बहुत अच्छा analogy है. I'm going to use it in my lectures. Isn't it? So sense control becomes the basis, the foundation for our progress. So we must strive for that. It's not easy, but we must strive for that. So we have come to covered the first point. Now, second point, what is a learned man according to scriptures? Does he have MD, PhD, MA, this thing, that thing, that thing? No. There are three things that a learned man, a scholarly person, is supposed to have. These three characters. What is this? He sees all women as his mother, except his wife. He sees all property as garbage in the street, doesn't belong to me, I'm not going to touch it. And third, he does exactly as he would like others to do. This is a learned man, not MD, PhD, CEO, Fortune 500, political leader, this thing, that thing, that thing. And behind closed doors, we don't know what they are doing. Or rather, we know it is all animalistic life. Scandal after scandal after scandal after scandal. This is all that is going on. The leaders of today have neither morals nor ethics, nor spirituality, nor faith in anything other than money in the pocket. That's the only faith. They'll say, in God we trust, but we prefer hard cash. That is their motto. Right? So, ऐसा सब चल रहा है. So therefore, Prabhupada said, I have come to give society a head. This is a headless society. Blind leaders leading everybody blindly into a ditch. Civilization is degrading more and more and more. So many types of perversions and fetishes and unhealthy attachments and what not is going on out there. It's a very dark world. No? We are very protected. We are in a bubble. But outside, it is terrible existence for those who are weak, vulnerable, underprivileged, disenfranchised. Very difficult. Many humans on this planet today are living in subhuman conditions because of war, because of being displaced, because of refugee status, because of domestic violence in the home, because of institutional violence for those who need special care, the disabled, the elderly, the mentally handicapped. What not is going on? This is not a nice place and it's become very difficult because of Kali Yuga. The only ray of hope is this Krishna consciousness movement just come to save the world in its darkest hour. So therefore, we are told to be so careful in our dealings. This is what is a learned person, and Lord Chaitanya taught by his example of how strictly he dealt with ladies, so that he sets the bar for everyone to be so careful. Prabhupada writes in one purport, this does not mean there is hatred for women as a class, but this is just to show how careful one must be, because even a very learned man, the senses are so powerful that all your knowledge will not work at the sight of a beautiful woman. We have the prime example of Vishwamitra Muni. Was strict yogi, meditation, 60,000 years, etc., etc. And then he hears the ankle bells of this very charming, very beautiful Apsara from heaven, who is built like, a goddess, demi-goddess, and finished. Before he knows it, sense gratification. So the senses must be given positive engagement. Param drishtva nivartate, higher taste. Then only we can give up lower taste. Now I come to the third point, which is transforming lust into love. What is this lust? What is this desire to satisfy the senses all the time? It is nothing but pure love of God turned inside out. So we can turn it right back again. This process of Krishna consciousness is meant to bring you out of that and back to your real state. It is natural to love Krishna. It is natural to want to serve him. It is natural to have loving connection with Krishna. This is our real nature. So, His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj has written a wonderful book, Transforming Lust into Love. It's a spiritual warrior series. You can go deep into that. There are many, many points for us to take from that. But in short, I would just like to encapsulate and say that Maharaj has emphasized that any practitioner, any serious practitioner of any yoga will have to undertake strict control of the mind and senses in order to reawaken that love which is there dormant in everyone's heart. Dormant love of Krishna is there in everyone's heart. It is just covered over. So this Cheto Darpana Marjanam process is for uncovering that love and bringing you back into that state where you love everyone. Prabhupada said, when one disciple said, Prabhupada, everyone loves you. And Prabhupada's answer was, that's because I love everyone. So we can attain that state of pure love for all living entities. Why just this one and that one? But for all of God's creation, understanding every soul is my brother or sister. All part of the same family, Krishna's family. So then one has compassion even for an ant, even for a little butterfly. Prabhupada showed this when a little creepy crawly came into the class once, said, take the poor thing out, it will starve. So put it on a leaf. So it's that much compassion even for it. Another time, Naranarayan Rishi relates this in the memories tape, it is there. Prabhupada was looking very intently at something on his desk and he said, you see this? Now Naranarayan Rishi couldn't see anything. He didn't want to say yes, he didn't want to say no. So he just was like silent, saying, you see this poor creature? It is our duty to make it Krishna conscious. That small little ant. The great souls are constantly thinking how to make us Krishna conscious, how to help these poor souls suffering in the blazing fire of material existence. And that is why Lord Chaitanya declares in the very first verse of Shikshashtakam, is the prime benediction for humanity at large, because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. And this nectar comes when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So Lord Chaitanya's mercy is unfathomable. We cannot understand how freely He is distributing the highest of the high to the lowest of the low. Jagaya and Madhais are being delivered even today. Hardcore criminals. If you read my Guru Maharaj's book, Holy Jail, you'll see that terrorists, the ones who were arrested and jailed for that Sri Perumbudur incident where Rajiv Gandhi was, blasted out of existence, suicide bombers and that whole gang, they were sentenced to death. But because they have taken up Krishna consciousness, relieved of that terrible thing. life imprisonment, but at least they have life so that they can perfect the human form of life. So many people who are hardcore murderers have now taken to Krishna consciousness, and Krishna is saving them from the gallows simply by taking up this process. So Lord Chaitanya's mercy is unbelievable, unbounded, amazing, unfathomable. You cannot describe it. It is indescribable. How merciful is the Lord. He's simply giving himself. He's making it so easy. These people are so fallen. We cannot do hard tapasya, sitting in Himalayas, in the cold. We cannot do that. Little bit cold, where's the heater, where's the heater, where's the heater? When it's too hot, where's the cooler, where's the cooler? This is our condition. We are very, very fallen. We are not capable of much in this age. Lord Chaitanya said, let them all come together, let them sing, let them dance, let them take prasadam, make their life successful, come back to me. This is all Lord Chaitanya is asking. Simply take part in this process of Harinam, Sankirtan, make your life successful. Is it hard? No, very easy. We did it today morning. Wasn't it wonderful? Coming together, singing, dancing, taking Krishna prasadam, listening to some Krishna katha, engaging in some service. What is the difficulty? As Prabhupada would say, there is no difficulty. We must just have that desire to make a permanent solution to the problems of human life. Just birth, death, disease, old age. Go back home, back to Krishna. So I guess we have 10 minutes for questions. 9 o'clock we stop, right? Okay. So thank you all very much for listening patiently and giving me a chance. Humble service to you, unqualified as I am. I'm so happy that I could be given a chance to speak. Thanks to all of you. So we'll open up for questions, comments, corrections. Yes.
How can we follow Krishna consciousness strictly without becoming fanatical?
Good question. Without becoming. Yes. So fanaticism is when we force others to believe what we believe. Fanaticism is when we say my way or the highway. Fanaticism is when we become harsh in our dealings because our desire to prove ourselves right becomes stronger than our sensitivity to the needs of others. So we are not trying to be like that. We are trying to be strict with ourselves. His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, he says we should be very strict with ourselves and very lenient with others. So this is the key, not to become fanatic. Fanaticism is when we are strident, we are harsh in our dealings because we want to prove ourselves right. We are not trying to prove anything to anyone. If anything, we are trying to improve our own self. That is all. So that is the difference between fanaticism and strict following. Is that helpful? Okay, good question. Anything else? You have Krishna Kishore Prabhu. You'd like to offer some wisdom to us?
Oh, you already gave an ocean. We need whole day to digest.
Not at all.
Realizations.
Anything else from anyone? Yes, please.
I noticed when I read the Bhagavatam there's a lot of things that we're not currently following Kali Yuga, because I guess it's like the highest philosophy, so it's hard to follow all the stuff. But how is it that we're supposed to follow some verses that seem so divisive?
Like what? Can you give an example?
Like the in the 7th canto they're talking about like the perfect person and how to follow the ashrams perfectly, and like it's very high. And so I find like some devotees maybe pick things out of the Bhagavatam that they're able to follow versus ones that they're not so able to follow, and then it's like you get a philosophy, but people are only following parts of it.
You're not getting the whole picture. That is why guidance is essential. We need mentors. We need Shiksha Gurus. We need good friends in Krishna consciousness. We need serious devotees, sincere devotees who will extend themselves to help us out of our personal dilemmas. Because It's not so easy. You can't just read a book, it's like going to medical school, going to the medical shop next door, buying all the medical books, sitting at home reading, saying, I'm a doctor. That's not possible. We need the doctor's guidance. We need to go to the clinics. We need to see the patients. We need a senior doctor guiding us how to examine, how to come to the right diagnosis, how to run the tests, and how to dispense the medicine, right? So similarly, in Krishna consciousness, we need to establish a confidential, trusting relationship with someone who's very kind, who's very mature, who's very sober, who's trustworthy, who's confidential, so that all our secrets are safe with them, because we don't want to be vulnerable to just anyone at all. And once that relationship is established, that person understands your psyche, understands your nature, and kindly guides you, corrects you, pats you on the back, because we need encouragement, we need affirmation, we need validation, we need to have our emotional needs also met. We are not just physical beings, we have an emotional component to us. So establishing a trusting relationship is essential in our Krishna conscious journey, so that wise elders can correct our steps if we are, faltering, going this way, that way. They can pull us back on track. They can help us to overcome our... See, each of us is unique. So each of us has very special challenges. For me, rising early, going to Mangalarti may not be an issue, but for somebody else, it may be a very heavy thing. Some karmic issues which need to be sorted out. For me, cooking may be which is true. Cooking is the most difficult. You give me cooking, I'm like shivering and shaking, because that's not my propensity, So each of us has very special challenges, and our mentor, once we have that relationship, will be able to lovingly guide us, so that we become well-rounded personalities in Krishna consciousness. A devotee is a full personality. He can express, not can, he does. He experiences, he or she, when I say he, it doesn't mean only he, expresses as well as experiences the full range of emotions in a healthy Krishna conscious manner. So it's not that we don't experience negative emotions, we've experienced it, but how we express and how we act will decide between offense and non-offensive behavior. So this path is not so easy, but therefore we need guidance of loving elders who have been there, done that, seen that, and who will be able to take us across. Because we can get confused. Certain verses we may not be able to understand. What does it mean? So instead of breaking our heads, we seek the advice of elders. Is that helpful?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't sound too convinced. Is there any difficulty there?
No, what you said makes sense. I think it's just like there are verses that are quite impossible to follow, but then ones that are more possible to follow. So we just follow the ones that we can.
Yeah, because some of the verses say where deers can live in the forest. Now we can't do that. Prabhupada said if you go to the forest, you'll just think of women. We can't go to the forest. Vanaprastha, the stage of life, the third stage of life, it actually means go to the forest. But can we go to the forest now? The forest has become city only. We have encroached everywhere. The poor animals have to flee because we have encroached even into the forest. So there's no such thing as forest left anymore. So yes, certain verses we cannot follow exactly as it says in the Shastra, which is again why we need guidance. Why we need guidance? Because according to time, place and circumstance, we will need to be told what is to be done. I'll just give you a small example. When I first went to the United States, I was just going there for my PhD and I had every intention of coming back. Krishna had other plans. I met my Guru Maharaj on campus. The moment I met Guru Maharaj, the moment I saw all this philosophy, I wanted to chuck my PhD in the garbage can, join the temple, sit at his lotus feet, and that's all I wanted to do. I said, Guru Maharaj, what is the use of going to this crummy university and reading all this nonsense literature? I want to study Srimad Bhagavatam. I want to sit at your lotus feet. I will wash bartan. I will wash utensils, but let me. And Guru Maharaj, no. You have come here to do your PhD, there's a reason you have to complete it. It will be useful in the future, and that's of course what it turned out to be. You're a doctor, so you've got to do this seva. So grumbling and complaining, I completed my PhD, but of course that became useful in service to Krishna's devotees. He said washing utensils anyone can do, but this specialized study you have to do it to serve the devotees. Now my god brother, a very gifted, very intelligent person, said, Guru Maharaj, I want to study to be a lawyer. I think ISKCON needs good lawyers to fight our cases. Guru Maharaj said, Chupchap betho, keep quiet and continue with your music. This is all just Maya for you. So to one person who wanted to give up studies, he said, nothing doing, complete your PhD. Another person who wants to take up a law degree, Guru Maharaj said, nothing doing, you stick to music. Why? Because Guru can see with his divine vision. He knows your nature. He knows what is detrimental for you. He knows what is beneficial for you. And he guides you accordingly. Karpanya dosha pahata svabhavaja. Right? I am a soul, confused. I have become weak because of miserly weakness. Now I am your disciple, surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. In that particular purport, 2.7, Srila Prabhupada writes, material life by its nature is full of material perplexities. Therefore, it behooves one to take shelter of a bona fide guru. Only one who is free can free us. You're also tied up hands and legs. I'm also tied up hand and leg. Can we help each other? No. But one who is free, the spiritual master is above the modes of material nature. He is on the transcendental platform. He is not controlled by the material energy. He is directly under Krishna's direct protection. So he is in a position to guide you and pull you out of the darkness into the light. So by surrendering to the instructions of Guru, we will become free. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkest of ignorance. My spiritual master has opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge, because he is in the light. And so he can pull us out of the darkness of ignorance and bring us to Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma Amritagamaya. So come out of the darkness into the light. Come out of repeated birth and death to eternal life. Come out of the illusion into the truth. So all this is going to take time, because we have been in this material world for millions of lifetimes. So this is not an easy process in that sense that we have to apply ourselves day after day after day after day. Just like going to school. Kindergarten, first grade, second grade, third grade. So slowly, as we find we are making progress, we will get more faith. As we get more faith, we apply ourselves more to the process. So it's a reciprocal thing. So don't lose courage. Don't lose hope. Okay? Keep going. We shall overcome one day. Yes? Okay. Thank you. So it's 9 o'clock. We will conclude here. Is that okay? Thank you so very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Guru Maharaj ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. His Holiness Chandramauli Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you. So this is a live stream?
Yes, yes.
Oh, ISKCON Paris.
Yes,
On
yes.
YouTube.
Huh? On YouTube?
Yes, I'll share the link with you.
Yes, please do. That will be very nice.